Here for support. Here for healing. Here for courage. Here for moments. San Antonio Regional Hospital.
Catch MES TV and CBS Sports Golasso Network. Alex Baskivansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the league's weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. 3-0 in favor of the Strykers. They would have 9 shots to the Stars 5. We have a player down on the turf for Tacoma. It is Correa, but he is back on his feet. Stinson already with a goal and an assist for the Strykers. He is now 4 points away from being the franchise's all-time leader in points. And there we see Correa grimacing. That would be huge if he is not on the turf, as he is getting helped off by his teammate Mike Ramos. That's going to be a problem for the Stars.
That is indeed. His pace, his athleticism, his fire. Speaking, I mean, he's a firefighter, so if he's doing that, you know, he's hurt. You know, he's definitely in some pain there. Nobody tougher than that player.
No question. He rolled his right ankle is what we're being told. We hope he has a speedy recovery. Correa in his 7th year with the Stars. Played at Tacoma Community College, but like you said, a firefighter with Tacoma FD. So it's going to be a restart for the Stars. They have an opportunity here. Alessandro Canali was on that far right post. So it'll either be Caceres or Ramos taking the free kick. Lays it off to Caceres, and that deflected off of Palmer. That was close to it being an own goal.
They were getting Berto back for that little flop he had at the end of the quarter.
Well, I don't know about karma, but there is physics. That's as real as it gets. Every action causes an equal, if not bigger, reaction. What a bit of poetic justice it would have been if you're a Tacoma Stars fan if that came off of Palmer for a goal. As Stinson somehow threads the needle to Alami. Alami scores! Upper right corner, top shelf. Uncle Franz, take a bow. You have the good schnapps in that top corner.
Alami just coming through. If you kind of look, he had a free guy on the back end, and he just kind of gave him a look, and that just got Danny to bite a little bit, and he was able to kind of hit that straight-footed into that near post. Look at that, boom. It doesn't show here on this angle, but as they're going on the attack, you can kind of see he just gives that look like he's going to play that ball, and they've been doing that the last few games. So just the little tiny things that players do to gain that advantage. Very well done by Munir.
Now up to 20 points this season. That's his 13th goal. Munir Alami just putting in big-time plays for the Empire. I mean, last season he had 16 goals and 12 assists. He was a rookie. He's, at this rate, on track to surpass those numbers. 4-0 lead for the Strykers. And for those folks joining us for the first time, I wouldn't look at the score and think this one's in the bag, because the beauty about indoor soccer is there are a lot of goals, far more than you'll see in the outdoor game. Shalier with Hernandez tugging on his jersey, and Waltman makes the save. Denying.
Delay blue. So Shalier was on to goal, and Nestor Hernandez kind of pulled on his jersey. It's essentially the advantage rule in indoor soccer. So he's able to go. The referee was indicating with holding the blue card up, so it was live for the Strykers until someone from Tacoma touches the ball, and then it's dead. Now it goes to the shootout.
We have a holding foul on number 12 for Tacoma. 2-minute power play and shootout.
So now Barbaro Shalier, in what's going to be his 3rd game playing for the Strykers, an opportunity to really, really put this team up by a significant margin. Shalier hasn't scored yet for the Strykers, but does have 11 goals and 6 assists on the season. Coming from Utica City FC, it's Shalier. It's Danny Waltman, Danny 2K. Versus Shalier here in his 2nd season. Waiting for the official to blow the whistle. Doesn't get any more exciting than this. Shalier denied by Waltman, Danny 2K. The brick wall that he is. Making the save, denying Shalier.
Danny with a big-time save. You know, I mean, young player coming up, and he goes, hello, my name is Danny Waltman. Nice strong arm hand, strong hand, no rebounds. I mean, he had 5 seconds still. If it came back to him, he had a chance to play it because you have 5 seconds to finish it. But, I mean, that was just superb by Danny, being patient and outweighted the youngster.
That's a big save for Waltman. That's going to only add to his confidence. Knowing him the way we do, competitive player, allowing 4 goals in the first quarter. He can't be feeling too good about himself, but denying Shalir what would have been the 5th goal for the Strykers is big. So with this power play advantage, the Strykers are going to pull their keeper Gomez and add George De Leon wearing that red jersey as the extra attacker. Skidchenko denied by Waltman. Danny Waltman has made some tremendous saves. Yes, he's allowed in a fair amount of goals, but some of the saves he's made are, without question, save of the week worthy candidates.
And with Carrera going down, this kind of hurts the power play kill for Tacoma because he's a workhorse out there.
Rivers, Hansen, Briscoe, and Caceres are in the penalty kill for the Stars. Their penalty kill operates at around 63%. For the Strykers, their power play is about 25%. Skidchenko, who almost had his first goal as a rookie, shoots again, and he scores! Skidchenko! First goal, congratulations to the Strykers rookie out of the Ukraine. He puts the Empire up 5-0.
Just methodically moving the ball, creating a line, that left foot. That's a good finish. And, he didn't touch the ball, but George staying high like that. George has such a, right-footed cannon that it's a little difficult. It's problematic for the Stars. So that little slight delay because the ball possibly being taken by George, allows Skidchenko to get that look and has that line to goal. But great hit.
And the Strykers get themselves a power play goal. They take a commanding 5-0 lead. We've seen some interesting score lines this weekend, particular that St. Louis Ambush Utica City FC game where the Ambush would win 13-0. And shout out to Randy Martinez, formerly of the Empire Strykers, had himself a couple of bangers for goals. Are we on the precipice of something similar here in Ontario, California? If you're a Stars fan, I'm sure you're thinking, gosh, I hope not. Haven't seen too much in terms of an attack by Tacoma here, though, today. In the Canali, ball is loose. Reyes to Ramalho. Strykers for a moment were struggling to get it out of their defensive third, but there's Mansoret with Somo, saved by Waltman. It's going to rebound in. Romero was there, but picked up by Canali. Canali to Caceres. Mansoret is going to press up forward, along with Ramalho into Ramos. Telegraph pass from Caceres, picked up by Somo, and Stinson's going to go back to Hernandez, and the Strykers are going to get to restart their offense. Artie, you presided over the bench of this franchise, and both these two teams mean a lot in your life, but what an impressive start for the Empire.
Very impressive for the Strykers. Got off to the quick start, and that's the thing with this group. When they get rolling, as you see Brian Orozco in now, when they get rolling and they continue to push the pedal, they're very difficult. But when they downshift themselves and allow teams to come back in, that's when they get their issues. So it's very good to see from the Stryker side of it. The Tacoma, they look like a tired team at the moment.
Astute observation mentioning Orozco. Orozco, one of the darlings of this league. A great shot stopper and goal scorer. He's going to try to score against his counterpart, Danny Waltman. Brandon Gomez put in an excellent shift. Danny Waltman gets the start ahead of Birueta, who's normally the Stars' starter, but Birueta dealing with a groin injury, from what we were told. Stinson's going to fire it. Waltman's going to get his paws on it. Alami with the rebound. And it's going to go back into the hands of Danny Waltman. Rolls it in to Eddie Na. It's Eddie Na and Stinson. Na still sticking with it.
Look at Justin just getting stuck in right there.
And that one was almost a bunny for Jamel Cox. Hernandez, if Hernandez doesn't make that play, Alami connects with Gratterall and Strykers are off to the races. Hansen, look at the defense by the Strykers, both between De Leon and Alami denying Tacoma. The Strykers have looked very good offensively, but defensively they're putting in one heck of an effort.
I'm just saying, Justin working back. I mean, he's feeling it. He has a crack. It's a serious chance on Danny there. And then on the counter, full length of the floor, working back, getting in physically. I'm sure Justin's still kind of tingling from the time that he ran into Nestor and lost that battle. So he wanted to reinforce some physicality there. But at the end of the day, the Strykers are just a half a step quicker and winning the inches that we talked about last game.
Ramos top of the arc into Caceres, threaded through to Cox. Cox overcooks it into the net. Corner, not a corner, goalkeeper restart. Ramos, 10th year in the MASL, all with the Stars. Jamel Cox, 12th year in the MASL. He's got 100-plus goals and over 146 games played.
And that was a very uncharacteristic miss for Jamel. He was free. He had a good look at the goal, and to sky it that much,
Jamel's a heck of a talent, Artie. Played with the Sounders Academy, the U23s. Was a trialist with Rangers in the Scottish Premier League. He's a high school state champion. I mean, you've coached every level. It's not easy to win a state championship in any sport. Juice Cox, that's his nickname, has been very successful in his career. Also has a brother named Rafael Cox, who also extremely talented. And shout out to the Cox family, by the way. Had the chance to get to know them over the years. Wonderful people.
Yeah, Jamel and Joseph played in the Earthquakes organization back in the day with the Burlingame Dragons, so I've watched Jamel play both indoor and outdoor. It's a pleasure.
Seeing on the turf for the first time today, Ash Apollon played last night versus San Diego, only in his second game. He strikes it. That ball is loose, and Canali, in his first game back for the Tacoma Stars, cuts into that goose egg. The lead is only 4 now, but Alessandro Canali, Venice Beach's finest, gets his first goal of this year. Very
uncharacteristic spill from Brian. He had both hands on that. Looks like the ball took just a little bit of a dip. I mean, that's one of the things when you take a shot from distance, the ball has a tendency, or has the ability to move a little bit, and the ball kind of tailed. Little spill and finish for Canali. And he's a poacher. That's what he does. I mean, that's what he's paid to do. So, got it done.
Paid to poach, and poach he did. He doesn't get any more Southern Californian than Canali, Artie. I mean, out of Santa Monica, went to Santa Monica High School, brief stint with USC, Santa Monica College, and then played for the UC San Diego Tritons back when they were, I believe, Division II. They've only been Division I recently.
Pretty sure I saw TikTok him on a longboard down in Venice juggling a ball.
Yeah, it's fun following his social media. You guys want to get an idea what it's like being a professional soccer player in Southern California, a person who lives it up to the fullest. Alessandro Canali, your goal scorer, wearing number 89 in Navy for the Tacoma Stars. Orozco wanting to atone for the mistake of the save he couldn't pick up. Did make the save, bounced off his chest. But it was Apollon who really created that stress. Apollon he bounced around from several different USL teams. Hartford Athletic being one of them.
Yeah, that one, a very clean hit at midpoint, mid-contact point, so got a little movement on the ball, created problems for Brian.
Yeah, Apollon, just to mention him real quick, out of Boston, Massachusetts, 34. Most recently played with AV Alta in the USL. Hartford Athletic, Sac Republic. Also a member of the Seattle Sounders U23 Academy. So we're getting to see him in his first shift. And between adding him and Canali and obviously Brame, these are 3 players that look to contribute heavily for head coach Adam Becker and the Tacoma Stars. Stinson momentarily got it across the yellow line. See the defense between him and Na pushing off on Stinger, but Stinger, very tough player to dispossess. And he's got the crowd excited with the way he circled and spun around Eddie Na. Stinson, a heck of a dribbler and an outstanding midfielder, one of the most exciting talents that we have in the MASL.
I'm guessing that was an occurrence that had happened before in the training center there up in Tacoma.
De Leon on the counter in to Mansoret. Didn't position it to allow Mansoret to get through, and then Caceres and Yahir Romero were able to converge on him. Na gets it past Gratterall, squeaks it past Gratterall, I should say, as Romero out of Fort Worth, Texas. It's a newcomer of the year with Dallas, by the way. And De Leon tried to find Mansoret. Caceres blocked it. And Cox now regains possession for Tacoma. almost halfway through the second quarter here. It's been a game largely dominated by the Strykers, but Alessandro Canali off the Basham Apollon manages to get Tacoma their first offensive output, and we know how quickly goals can be scored in this league. Tacoma very much in this game. Taken away, pass into Alami. Alami looking to add some more points to his day's total. And the battle between him and Ramos. Alami wins it. Skidchenko, who just scored his first goal, is going to settle on it. He had himself a heck of a goal, and quite honestly could have had two. He had that one attempt that Danny Waltman made a brilliant save on.
He's had very good performances thus far with the Strykers. Very, very impressed with what he's done thus far. And, you know, workmanlike. Not very, you know, not super flashy, but he gets it done. He's strong. He's got an edge to him. He's got that wicked left foot, as we saw in the goal. So, very good performances.
I mean, the team that he came through, the club team, I should say, in Ukraine, there's two big clubs in the Ukraine. It'd be Shakhtar Donetsk and Dynamo Kiev. Skidchenko did hit the turf momentarily, but that'd be the equivalent if you're a baseball fan playing in the minor league system for either the Yankees or the Dodgers. So very impressive where he's come from. Gratterall gets past. Correa's back in the game. Important to note as the carpet came undone for a second. And if you're wondering, yes, this is a facility shared with a hockey team. The AHL's Ontario Reign, the minor league team of the Los Angeles Kings. Stinson sees Kai Briscoe and thinks otherwise. Skidchenko in the midfield going back to Palmer. We would need an entire day to talk about the career that Robert Palmer has had. A Park University legend collegiately out of Jamaica, and not Queens, we're talking Kingston, Jamaica. He's been in this league for quite some time, and Palmer only gets better year after year. He's shown no signs of slowing down.
He's had a very, very good time here at Empire. Playing well, you know, leading by example.
I know they miss him in Kansas City. And shout out to our friends tuning in from Kansas City. Alami almost collected the pass off the wall from Skidchenko. Ramos featured with the Puerto Rican national team back in the day. Also was drafted by Toronto FC years ago in Major League Soccer, although did not sign. Ramos, an electrifying goal scorer in this league. So
that was much better from Tacoma. You know, the Strykers, you know, they hunt the yellow line with 2s and 3s, and so
Canali with the bike. Oh my gosh, jaw drop, hits floor, comes back up. Canali with the goal of the week. What a highlight reel. His second goal of the game. Strykers have a 3-goal lead, but good golly, oh Molly, what a strike by Canali.
You're talking SoCal beach soccer right there, 101. You know, just playing it with his chest and volley. Yeesh.
Folks, while I pick my tongue up off the ground, we're gonna head to a break. Strykers up 5-2 on the Stars.
official hotel sponsor, Ontario Airport Hotel and Conference Center, a Hyatt affiliate hotel. Conveniently located just 2 miles from the Ontario International Airport and 4 miles from the Ontario Convention Center. Join the Hope Through Housing Foundation in empowering children and families in the Inland Empire and beyond through after-school programs and financial coaching. To learn more and see how Hope is making a difference, visit hopethroughhousing.org. San Antonio Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of the Empire Strykers, keeping our community strong, healthy, and active for over 115 years. San Antonio Regional Hospital, here for life.
I need to take a trip to San Antonio Regional Hospital because my heart can't stop palpitating after that incredible goal by Alessandro Canali.
That was, I mean, that's a Pele moment, right? I mean, he just sounds.
I mean,
in Victory. The movie Victory, you remember that?
Yes, of course I remember the movie Victory with Michael Caine and Sylvester Stallone, Pele.
Where do you stand on a corner?
I mean, let's take a look at that replay again. I mean, he created that by himself, and Palmer wasn't even anywhere near him, not thinking that Canali would make that type of a spectacular play. And look, I think Orozco stood there flabbergasted for a moment. If I had a cap, I would tip it to Canali.
The key thing to that technique, Philly, is that chest touch. You know, the ball off the chest, arching your back, and that elevation of the ball, and just sets it up just for an easy hit, relatively speaking.
I was going to say, there was nothing easy about that. I think just watching it, I strained a muscle.
But that first touch is everything, though.
Orozco, clean look. Oh, so close to banging it in off the turf into the twine.
This is a critical 3 minutes for the Strikers because they had the run of the game. Great goal from Tacoma. They've got some energy right now. 5-2, it's very good for the Strikers. 5-3, all of a sudden you've got Tacoma coming in and saying, all right, we're on a surge. So they've got to finish this half out and ideally get another goal.
Pass in Hernandez. Collected it from Reyes. Back to De Leon. De Leon to Alan Perez.
But you see Tacoma extending a little bit.
And look, we're witnessing the beauty of indoor soccer at its finest. We're not even halfway through the game, and you've all bared witness to 7 goals thus far, and Tacoma's so very into this game still. Strikers took a nice lead, but Canali single-handedly willing his team back into the flow of things offensively. And the Strikers are now going to start taking their time, utilizing their ability to go back and forth with one another. And we've already seen a couple of attempts from the goalkeepers. Orozco, who scored some bangers in his young career. Orozco out of Riverside and Guatemala City. Played with U17 Guatemalan Giants Comunicaciones, as well as the Guatemalan national futsal team. Shalir, who played nationally with Cuba on the futsal circuit, along with his teammate Walter Diaz-Gonzalez, who is not in the lineup. Diaz-Gonzalez, who went on a nice tear. We haven't seen much of him. Skidchenko with room to maneuver. His shot too wide. And you can see the frustration in the young man's face. That's another cracker he would like to take. And down on the turf goes Stinson, and that's going to be a blue card given to Brame. Let's see that replay again.
That definitely, I mean, he just steps past the ball. Steps past the ball and just drives into Justin. I mean, that's clearly going to be a blue card. And I mean, if they didn't get it, initially I thought he got a touch on the ball, but the replay shows he didn't get that touch. So
the Strikers are going to be back on the power play, where they have been successful already today.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a round of applause given to Stinson. Stinson takes a beating, I got to tell you. Like, he's one of those tough players that just plays with his hair on fire. And no, that's not the reason why it's bleach blonde, but he plays so hard.
55 Tacoma, 2-minute power play for Ontario and an extra 5 minutes.
It's funny how they still refer to this franchise as Ontario. For those that are new, wondering what in the heck the Empire is, they're referring to a region of Southern California about 60 miles from downtown Los Angeles called the Inland Empire. Ontario just happens to be the city in which the Strikers play out of. They were once known as the Ontario Fury. So it's not a play on Star Wars. This isn't a fictitious area. Think of it as the equivalent of how the New England Patriots refer to a region. The Empire is just short for Inland Empire, referring to a very populated but underserved community when it comes to the professional sports.
And I think Braham's kind of, he's very fortunate not to have gotten a red card there. I mean, because he went over, outdoor, you go over the ball and you made contact on the shin. So fortunately for Braham, he just kind of went at an angle and just kind of skid off the edge. But, definitely warranted the yellow as well.
There's, oh my gosh, ding dong, ring-a-ling-a-ling off the crossbar. Now already looking into the penalty box, Eddie Na and Matt Braham are in there.
Well, he's in there for Braham serving a blue and a yellow. So he's got the 2 minutes along with 5 minutes for the yellow. So on the yellow, so obviously after 2 minutes, he's not going to come out. So they have to have a player that's going to enter the field upon the expiration of the 2 minutes. And then Braham has to stay in for a minimum of 5 minutes, because the only time he can get out of the sin bin is on a natural stoppage.
Appreciate the clarification, Coach. One of the many reasons we have you on the call.
That, and along with my good looks, Philly.
Your dashing good looks and your charisma, without question. De Leon wearing the extra attacker jersey, super extra attacker for the Strykers. De Leon with a goal to his credit. Skidchenko. I mean, looking at the turf, only Abdul Mansour, the only player that hasn't contributed. Actually, no, he has. Everybody on the turf today for the Strykers right now has a point in this game. Skidchenko looking for number 2, Alami into Mansour. That one's going to come off of Hansen.
That's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, I felt that up here. Skidchenko ding-dongs it once again. He's hearing ring-a-ling-a-ling in his ears all day with the amount of times he's hit the woodwork. Alami, another ding-donger. De Leon, Skidchenko. He's just getting closer and closer. A nose hair, an ear hair, maybe even the top of your head hair. That one comes up into the air as high as the eye can see. There's 10.4 seconds remaining in the quarter and about 16 in the power play. The Strykers have put in an effort on this shift.
That's a great block from Briscoe, because I think that the path of that ball is going to hit Mansour for a little deflection. So superb effort from Briscoe.
Strykers with just a few seconds left. Perez.
Mr. Final seconds on the ball.
And that one's going to come out and into the stands. Not a souvenir for the fan in the stands, but that's going to do it as far as regulation play here in the second quarter. And folks, what an outstanding first half. We've seen 7 goals scored between both teams. Strykers have 5, the Stars have 2. And listen, this is this is MASL action at its finest, and can't help but thank you for joining us here on this Sunday. What a game.
Entertaining Sunday, Philly. A lot of goals, a lot of great goals. I mean, we've got some sharpshooters out there right now on the power play. That ball just taken off their feet. It's just exploding off their feet. So excellent half, excellent footy. I think both coaches can have some stuff to talk about.
And speaking of excellent half, let's see if the head coach of the Empire Strykers, Anu Obasi, is going to agree with us. He's standing by with our sideline correspondent, Amanda Philliman, otherwise known as Panda. Panda, take it away with Coach Obasi.
Guys, I'm here with Coach Anu Obasi. You guys are going into the half with 5 goals. What's going right for you guys offensively right now?
I think our finishing's been good. We're keeping our shots in the field, which is good. It gives us a second chance to have another attack. I think defensively, we give a soft goal, the second one, to leave a man open inside our box. I feel as though we've been in this position before, where at halftime we're up a few goals. So I think the game's not over. It feel 5-0. You're thinking, okay, you're feeling good, but we've seen in this league, leads can evaporate really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of leads me into my second question. With points on the line, feeling like a must-win, how do you balance staying aggressive but also protecting that lead, knowing that there's going to be some adjustments at the half from Tacoma?
Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see what they do. But I think we play our game. Typically we play our game, and that will create chances that we've done in the first half and should limit them. But yeah, it's just understanding that the game's not over. They're going to get a second win. They played last night, so they're in a difficult spot. But they're desperate as well. So it's just important we stay focused.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thanks a lot, Amanda. Cheers.
Thank you. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Amanda Philliman, as she chatted with head coach of the Strykers, Anu Obasi. Folks, we're going to head to halftime, take a break, but so much more to come when we come back from the other side of this halftime break. Strykers lead the Stars by a score of 5-2.
For 30 years, Core, building communities where our residents and neighbors can thrive, and providing homes for your Empire Strykers. Affordable, high quality, secure housing. National Core, home of the Empire Strykers.
Corky's homestyle feeling. Our team serves up an array of made-from-scratch, homestyle favorites for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with fresh-baked goodies straight from the oven. Inspired by Grandma Corky herself, every dish is made with the freshest ingredients and a helping of spirit in your belly. It fills your heart, too. So come join our family here at Corky's, where friendly faces, honest cooking, and quality food are just the way we do things.
When your heart needs a helping hand, you want the best, most advanced treatment available. We know there's strength and expertise. That's why for over 50 years, we've been a trusted provider of heart and vascular care in the region, specializing in minimally invasive surgical techniques. From treating infants born with heart defects to performing complex endovascular procedures, our specialists are here to support strong, healthy hearts. Loma Linda University International Heart Institute. Next, one mission.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
It's Amanda the Pan. Hey guys, it's Amanda the Panda Philemon here inside the vault with another interview from one of our amazing players. I've got Abdul Mansouri, forward for the Empire Strykers, here with me today. Abdul, thank you for being here.
Nice to see you, Kanda.
I'm so excited to talk to you. You're always so easy to talk to. Let's tell everybody a little bit about you. Now, born in the U.S., but spent most of your childhood in London, where soccer pretty much reigns supreme. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about growing up there.
I went to London when I was about 8 years old, and obviously when you go there, you kind of get hit by that culture of soccer. Football. I played it for pretty much my whole life. It's something that I grew accustomed to even when I was a kid. My dad actually is the director of the national team stadium in Sierra Leone, where I lived for the majority of the start of my life. So football's always been a big part of my life, and going to London and going to, in my opinion, one of the main capitals of the game was really a dream for me, opposed to obviously playing pro now.
Obviously, I mean, and you had a pretty illustrious career outdoor, playing in London, also playing over in Ireland as well, and you've had in the outdoor world, but what was it about the indoor game that really kind of piqued your interest?
I think maybe the small-sidedness of it. Really, when I was playing back home, I wasn't actually like your most traditional player. I used to play more on I would say the streets, like they would like to say, but it's kind of like cage soccer, just me and my friends, kind of like pickup. I played that more than I played organized soccer. So when I came and played indoor, it reminds me a little bit of that, just kind of that cage soccer, obviously the boards and stuff like that, kind of just that less conventional style of play.
Right.
Something that attracted me about the indoor game, and something that I've only continued to try and learn and kind of, hone in my skills at since I've been in the league. You
certainly have. This year, arguably, on the heels of having one of your best seasons so far, 10 games played, you've got 9 points, 7 goals, 2 assists. What drives you to keep getting better and better, and how are you able to kind of maintain that trajectory upward?
I mean, for me, it's a lifestyle. Once the season finishes, I don't stop. I make sure I'm still in the gym. I still make sure that I'm doing it every single day. So obviously I like to call myself a semi-professional professional, which means like obviously we only play for half of the season. But once the season finishes, I'm straight back on it, whether or not I'm being paid or not.
Yeah, love that. Well, you certainly are a dynamic player to watch, so fast out there. Can't wait to see how this season ends up for you as well. And thank you so much for sitting down, and good luck in tonight's match.
Thank you so much, Panda.
Thank you.
National Corps, proud to partner with your Empire Strykers. On the field, we defend the Empire. Sign up for our free and meet your favorite striker. Community, passion. This is your Empire.
Funding for this program is presented by September's Tap Room and Eatery. More information at septembers.com.
Shoot!
How goes it, folks? This is MASL in 5, back for another week. Hope everyone is doing great. Things are heating up across the league, and there are some big matchups happening this weekend. I've only got 5 minutes to fill you in, so let's get to it.
Francis is there. He shoots above the crossbar. 7 seconds left. Reagan once again shot. It's in there. It's tied. Level with 5.
Dominic Francis ties it up for the KC Comets against Diego on Saturday, with just 2 seconds left in regulation time. This may have been the game of the year between two of the league's top dogs. Alas for KC, it was the visiting Sockers coming out on top in a shootout, with Charlie Gonzalez providing the winning tally, 7-6, the final score. But San Diego had to fly home to face the Strykers on Sunday. A tough back-to-back. They didn't have much left in the tank, still managed to take it to overtime, but Munir Alami posts the golden goal for Empire as they triumph 5-4 to snap a 3-game losing streak. The St. Louis Ambush continue to roll. They may be the biggest surprise this season. They go into the Lions' Den in Baltimore, flex some muscle, taking down the Blast in 3 games. So Baltimore had a chance to bounce back on Sunday in Utica. UCFC has had 8 games decided by 1 goal this season, and they've only won 3 of them. Heartbreaking stuff again on this day as the Blast take them down in a shootout, 8-7. Milwaukee traveled to Tacoma on Sunday. Oscar Flores and Alex Steinwasser both had 3 points as the Wave held on to edge the Stars, 7-6, the final score. And on Monday, St. Louis continued its winning ways on the blue turf in Utica. UCFC all Ambush from that point on as they pulled away for the 6-4 win. And finally, Milwaukee and Empire hooked up on Monday, and suddenly the Strykers are turning heads again. They take down the first place Wave 8-7 to notch their 2nd straight win. And congratulations going out to Chad Vandegrift of the Kansas City Comets, who last week became the MASL's all-time leader in appearances with his 226th, surpassing some pretty elite company in Ian Bennett, Frank Taiyu, and other league royalty. Chad is one of the best defenders in MASL history. He has won the league's Defender of the Year award twice in 2021-22 and again last season. Leaders on top, Alex Sanchez from Milwaukee, tied with Leon Marquez from KC. Then it's Zach Reggett with 32 points, Super Mario Alvarez with 31, and Sergio Pinal with 30 points to round out your top 5. And your Capelli Players of the Week are William Banahany in goal, Leon Marquez offensively from KC, and Mario Alvarez getting the defensive nod from the Milwaukee Wave. Let's start with Rion, who had a fantastic week. 7 points for the Comets, 4 goals and 3 assists in 2 games. Mario Alvarez, incredible week as well. He's a defender, but put up 7 points, 6 goals, 1 assist in Milwaukee games. And his teammate between the posts, Willie Banahany, getting the nod as he was fantastic. A 2-0 record, making 22 saves, and he had a 647 save percentage to boot. Time now for your plays of the week.
Ball played forward. This is Flores. Flores goes back post. Oh my word!
Took a chance. Here's a header. What a goal! Charlie, shot, and the Suckers have won in a shootout. 7-6.
I'm not sure if St. Louis blocked that or Thompson blocked that. 4 seconds time here. Quick shot, goal! Ozzy Santana from midfield. Silla scores! It's over! Baltimore win the shootout and come away with 2 points on the weekend.
Now Pereira again, he flicks it back. Shot! Goal! San Diego!
Amadi fires and scores!
Reagan once again, shot! It's in there! It's tied! Level at 5! Oh my gosh!
Here they come. This is their chance for glory. Isaac Somo up the wall. Rebound goal! Munir Alami for the second time this year sends the Sockers fans home with a sour taste of defeat lingering on their lips.
And that's all the time we've got for today. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the Major Arena Soccer League, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Today in America, 11 million children are living in poverty, in desperate need of food, academic support, and stable housing. Children who face staggering challenges and who are more likely to experience health problems and fall behind in school. But there is hope. At Hope Through Housing, we are changing lives. We provide children with the support they need to dream, learn, and break the cycle of poverty. Your gift today can make a world of difference in the life of a child.
When your heart needs a helping hand, you want the best, most advanced treatment available. We know there's strength and expertise. That's why for over 50 years, we've been a trusted provider of heart and vascular care in the region, specializing in minimally invasive surgical techniques, from treating infants born with heart defects to performing complex endovascular procedures. Our specialists are here to support strong, healthy hearts. Loma Linda University International Heart Institute. Many strengths, one mission.
KVCR invites you to an exciting night of soccer and community at Toyota Arena on Thursday, February 19th, as the Empire Strykers host KVCR Partner Theme Night against the Baltimore Blast. Connect with KVCR, celebrate public media, and experience the energy of professional soccer in the Inland Empire. Scan the QR code on your screen to claim your free tickets, or visit kvcr.org/strikers for more information.
Corky's Homestyle Kitchen and Bakery, where good food and good feelings come standard. Our team serves up an array of made-from-scratch, homestyle favorites for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with fresh-baked goodies straight from the oven, inspired by Grandma Corky herself. Every bite, filling more than just your belly. It fills your heart, too. So come join our family here at Corky's, where friendly faces, honest cooking, and quality food are just
Get the latest news on the MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. Subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube. You'll find game read broadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more. Artie, we've had an entertaining game, bit of back and forth action between Tacoma and the Empire. Let's take a look at the stats here at halftime.
Here they come. So obviously the biggest one is five goals Strikers, 2 for Tacoma. Shots on goal reflect that, 18 for Empire, 9 for Tacoma. Saves, Danny Waltman's been very, very busy. Fouls pretty level at 3 and 2. The most critical, though, is the blue and yellow. As Empire starts with the power play to start the second half, just for 6 seconds. But it'll be a big, strong 6 seconds for the Stars.
Look, anything can happen in 6 seconds. So can the Strikers manage to find? No, it doesn't look like they're going to go for it. So essentially the power play is over as Eddie Knock comes out of the bin of sin. Strikers had a lot of output from that man right there on the ball, number 10, passing it to Palmer. Justin Stinson had 4 points. He is now 1 point shy of tying Charlie Gonzalez for the all-time lead in franchise assists. And he is quickly creeping up on Frank Tayu for being the all-time leader in franchise points. Stinson, who's had himself a heck of a career, starting out with the St. Louis Ambush. The vast majority of it has been here in Southern California. You mentioned the stint, no pun intended, playing with the Tacoma Stars in a season in which he was loaned out when the Empire had no hopes of a postseason. But Justin Stinson just electrifying the crowd. But dare I say, all the electricity not necessarily coming from a player from the home team. Alessandro Canali's goal, unreal. That should be a SportsCenter top 10 nominee.
Sitting on a brace, one more and it gets to Hattie. I think the Strikers came out calm because Eddie Na was coming out of the box, and the forward coming on the change, it could have been disastrous for them. So
Palmer in a Gomez who gets the start here. Strikers like to utilize their platoon of keepers. It's Gomez and Orozco. Clayson DeLima out for personal reasons. Gomez got the start. Orozco had come in the second quarter. And Gomez now in between the sticks. The Stars still have Danny Waltman. Birueta is dressed, I believe, but we will not see him as he's dealing with a groin scenario, and I understand what that injury is like. Probably one of the most nagging injuries one would have as an athlete. Not to say that I'm an athlete anymore, but it's one in which you could do a lot of things, but not do the things you need to do. And it's one that, well, can continue to come back and haunt you.
Just shifting your weight in the chair affects the groin, man. Everything you do, it's crazy.
So, Coach, you've been in this sport, in this league. What do you think head coach Onuo Obasi told his team here at the half? They took a 5-0 lead, and then off the impressive offensive output by Canali, it's 5-2. What do you tell your squad in moments like this?
They just got to dial it in and make sure that they don't become complacent.
Skidchenko! Zaha is what they call him. The brace is what he has. What a goal by the rookie sensation out of the Ukraine. Wow, out of nowhere.
We were talking all night, the Strikers are just a bit quicker, and, it just takes that long, elongated touch, puts himself in a spot. He's going to frame right here. He knows it's just a race. Boxes out. Casares, he just hits it with his left peg, and that's going far stick with some power. And Danny had very little chance for that. But he knew exactly what he was going to do. He was going to do it in 1 or 2 touches, and he knew that he was going to run by Casares. And that's basically been the story thus far is, the Tacoma's just a split second behind on the first step.
Zaha, that's what they call Skidchenko, and that's how we will refer to him from here on out. In his second game, has 2 goals, and he was so close to a 2-goal performance in the first quarter. With the way he's playing, And I'm calling it right now. Hang on to that receipt. I wouldn't be surprised if this young man gets himself a hat trick. Or that man right there, Canali, who's put in some incredible goals in his career. Caceres' shot, and Gomez with one heck of a save. 6-2 the score in favor of the Strykers. And there we see that one get punched out of play. It's going to be a corner kick restart for Caceres. Keep your eyes peeled for Canali, who's on that far end just outside of the box. But equally as dangerous is Jamel Cox wearing the number 11. He made his cut in, and Tacoma's going to call for a timeout. So let's see what head coach Adam Becker draws up for his Stars team. Empire coming out of the gates red hot once again, picking up right where they left off.
Just a quick start. It's exactly what they need to do. You know, I mean, they got to, you know, let the reins loose and let the youngsters run. They're very effective, very dangerous. And then there, you know, George with the veteran showing off his right peg. George is just so lethal in those situations. You know, the ball to his right foot is just very dangerous. There's Allen with his goal. Not bad with his right foot either.
No, not bad at all. And for a team that only averages about 5.2 goals a game, they're already above that mark. But we saw them put up a significant number against Tacoma in recent games. Coming in, the Strykers outscored the Stars by a margin of 19-12 in the 3 games that they've played. And they're already on the verge of equaling some of the output that they had in the game in which they scored 10 against the Stars this season.
Well, I mean, the last 3 home games have been, you know, goal fest for the most part. I mean, we're on track to, you know, push 10 goals here possibly.
Yeah, I mean, the narrative all season has been the Strykers struggle scoring goals, but not lately. Not when you have players that they've had in the pipeline like Zaha, Caceres into Cox, Palmer doing what Palmer does, and that's create a blockade. Look at the pass in from Reyes to the speedster Mansoret. Mansoret, tough touch into Reyes off the Omnitrans dasher board. He's going to go down, and the Stars playing defense, regaining the miter. And by the miter, we mean the ball, of course. Canali on Palmer. We know that Berto's not going to give him any more clean looks, in particular off that bicycle that Alessandro scored. Players hitting the deck, officials letting them play. Stinson spun out of trouble, but recovered by Hernandez. Nestor just above the crossbar. Palmer into Stinson. He's got Mansoret wide open. Palmer charging in on the right side. It's only Caceres in. Kick saved by Waltman.
He goes first panel. Berto's got a tap-in goal.
We know Mansoret wanted that. It is Abdul Mansoret Day after all. We did get to hear from him at halftime as he had an interview with our sideline correspondent, Amanda Philemon. Canali's going to take a kick to the knee.
He gave one back as well.
That was Dutra, I think, that did it to him. I mean, those two have been chirping back and forth since the start of the game. Let's see the replay. That one was faster than even my eye could see. Yeah, there we see it. It was a tough tackle on Dutra, and the officials are talking to the both of them. Veteran and rookie. I applaud Canali's competitiveness, and I also applaud Dutra's courage. Not to say that you wouldn't have any courage when you're standing at 6'4". Dutra's gotten a hang of this game. Played with Coach Obasi in TST at Newtown. There he is on the ball. Has Alami with him on the counter. Dutra's going to get tripped up by Nod. No call there. Fans wanting a foul. Gomez blasts that off the wall to Alami, who's by himself. Kick saved by Waltman.
Vintage Danny Waltman.
What a save. Munir Alami had all the time in the world to go against Waltman, and Waltman read that like a book.
The great pass from Brandon.
Brandon did have the wherewithal to see that play develop.
And then, of course, obviously, he does that after. Commentators curse?
I don't believe in that. I truly don't. There's people that believe in the broadcaster jinx. I am not one of those individuals. Caceres into the net. That's going to be a goalkeeper restart for the Strykers. Just to finish my thought, the idea of either one of us having any ability to contribute to this game, what's going on the turf, I don't buy into any of that. I do understand that there's a thing called the laws of attraction, but when it comes to a broadcaster's curse, I'm sorry, I just don't buy it.
Well, wait for my powers in the Empire Striker, or the Empire Strikes Back night.
Well, that's true. On that Instagram hit, you did manage to find a way to use the force against me and choke me as I was trying to hit you with a plastic lightsaber. Gratterall on the counter. Strykers have numbers, 3-on-2. Back into Zaha. Zaha tried to connect with Shalier. Hernandez in a Striker sandwich. Gets dispossessed. Gratterall going to get tripped up by Superman himself. And that is the nickname that Nestor Hernandez has. Yes, because of his ability, but also because of the fact that he always dons a Superman Under Armour compression shirt underneath his jersey. And it's always a fun game to play. What color is that Superman shirt? Anytime Hernandez scores, we see that. Restart here for the Strykers in a dangerous position. Palmer chips it into De Leon, one times it. And that just takes a wicked fly into the net. 9:43 here in the third quarter. It's going to be a goalkeeper restart for Danny Waltman. Vintage Danny Waltman, you say. Danny, 2K, celebrated his 2,000th career save just recently in a contest against the San Diego Sockers, a team he featured for last season, might I add. Danny Waltman, third keeper in the history of this league, and a league that's gone on 12 years now. Boris Pardo and Chris Toth, a part of that 2K club. Stinson, look at the footwork, something that you're not going to see on the stat sheet, but it's always fun to watch him circle his way in and out of danger.
Stinger's feeling it tonight. He's hitting it at will. He's getting his touches in. He's feeling good tonight.
Stinger's got 4 points.
Regular day at the office for Justin.
He was 1 goal shy last season of being the Golden Boot scorer in this league. And the pass intended for Shalier is intercepted by Waltman.
And Brain was out of the box on that last stoppage as well. Philly finally got out.
And not only is he out of jail, so to speak, he's back on the turf. There we see number 21, Apollon, who contributed to Canali's first goal. It's 3 players that are on the turf today for Tacoma that we didn't see in the last encounter. And with the players that they have out, Adam Becker's going to need as many heads involved. And it's wise that they signed the players that they did, because they've contributed significantly in today's game. De Leon trying to skirt his way past Caceres. Caceres is going to get called for the foul.
Yeah, very good for George to keep that. Spun him. Simple foul.
And George has been plagued by the injury bug. We know what an incredible player De Leon is.
I think he's just a specialist, right? I mean, on your set pieces and some leadership issues, you know. I mean, he's just, you know, he's got that smile that just lights up a room. And
no kidding.
You know what I mean? He actually works with a number of kids in the local community as well, and individual skills, and everybody just loves George. But, I mean, his right foot is just powerful.
And you see the amount of muscle rips he has in his leg. It's unbelievable. The kid's always training, built out of stone. And yes, to his skills academy. Look at the move by Alami. Munir, the pass into Palmer, and the Empire. Lucky number 7 scored by El Capitan. Robert Palmer, might as well face it. You're addicted to goals. Empire once again go from turf to twine, 7-2. Folks, and we head to a break. 7-2 Strykers.
One, two, three, let's go. See you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking. talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
For 30 years, National Core has been transforming lives, building communities where our residents and neighbors can thrive, and providing homes for your Empire Strykers. Affordable, high quality, secure housing. National Core, home of the Empire Strykers.
MASLsoccer.com, the Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear.
Tonight, we would like to give a special thank you to GoCal, your official destination guide to the inlands. Discover the best of Ontario, Rancho Cucamonga, and the surrounding region, from top-tier dining and entertainment to family fun and outdoor adventure. GoCal showcases the best our region has to offer. Whether you're new to the area or local looking for something fresh, GoCal has you covered. Discover more at gocal.org.
To quote the show I Love Lucy, Tacoma, you got some splaining to do. I'm sure that's what the fans at home are thinking, as their team has just conceded 2 goals here in the third quarter, now down by 5. Just as you thought that the Stars would creep into this game, halftime came at a perfect time. But can the Stars strike here? Caceres cooks it with a nuclear punch into the net. It's going to be a goalkeeper restart for Gomez, and we're starting to see some more extracurricular activity down on the turf. We see Felipe Dutra in the mix. Not sure what was provoked, what happened, and this time he's chirping with Caceres. Well, they don't allow birds in any facilities in Southern California, but the Boo Birds are very loud and audible here in Toyota Arena. Speaking of which, shout out to the fans that came in here. Every which way I look, there's people around. I'm talking here in the booth, and I'm seeing people look up at me. Not something I'm used to, but this is fun. This is fun. What else are you going to do on a Sunday in the Inland Empire? Shout out everybody here.
Excellent crowd.
Shalir, who contributed on the assist to Zaha moments ago. Gratterall. Artie, you willing to place a friendly wager on the fact that I'm saying Zaha gets his hat trick today? He does draw a foul on Briscoe, though.
No, I would take that bet. I mean, he's having a very good game. He's getting very good looks, and the left foot is just kind of throwing guys off. So
there isn't much tape on him. I mean, you said something important. There isn't much tape on this young man, who's only played in 2 games, but already with 2 goals in this game. Strikers don't come out to the lead that they have without him. But, of course, offensively, it's been stinger. Justin Stinson wearing number 10, sporting the bleach blonde hair, 4 points today. He has been the straw that has stirred this Strikers soda. Shalir tries to find Gratterall. Gratterall had Reyes open momentarily. He's going to turn to his right. Passes it to Stinson. Stinson. Danny Waltman with another save.
Telling you, Justin is feeling it. You just saw that little soft touch he took to himself. It was just that preparation for that early look.
With the amount of saves he's had already, we're going to start having to call Danny 2K, Danny 2100. Perez in the Somo. Somo along with his brother Isak come out of upstate New York. Ali Somo having a blast playing indoor soccer. His first professional contract, a rookie. He's done some explosive things here in the Empire. Gomez is going to boot it, but into the net. Danny Waltman quickly on the restart. And that one does have the distance. That one does go from turf to twine, a couple of bounces. And the official is going to let him know, sorry, but that doesn't count. And for MASL social media, I know that would have been one you would have loved to have read, but Danny Waltman felt a little too froggy jumping from one lily pad to the next. So no goal, but he still got it, Artie. He still got it.
A bit of a flex from Danny. You will respect me, he says.
Nothing but love for Danny Waltman. Keep an eye out for a show called Inside the Arena that we've been recording in a production house here in Rancho Cucamonga. Danny Waltman was our first guest. If you didn't know how talented he is as a musician, you'll get to learn about that one as me and Amanda Filliman got to interview him. Danny Waltman is one of the most incredible personalities. Forget sports, just in general. Canali looking for his Hattie. Reyes over to Hansen. We haven't seen too much of Hansen into today's game, but there he is in front of Alami. Hansen in his 10th season in the MASL, all with Tacoma, proud product of Thomas Jefferson High School in his hometown of Federal Way, Washington. Also played at Barry and Seattle University, and like many of his teammates, competed with the Sounders U23 Academy. Under 5 to go here in this third quarter. Strykers with a comfortable 5-goal lead. That's not comfortable enough in the indoor game. Alami to Perez. Perez to Somo. Strykers spreading out the defense at Tacoma. And Palmer, very much known for his defense and his assists, has the last goal of this game, assisted by Munir Alami, who leads the team in scoring. Total team offense and total team defense by the Strykers. Gomez way outside of his box. And can't let a man as talented as Canali have that much space and that much free look. Gomez wisely tracks back into his box.
It's just, Canali's just master of the joust. Just winning that battle right there.
Master of the joust. Probably a nickname he hasn't heard thus far. Alessandro the Amazing, Canali the Conqueror, and the Master of the Joust.
That's when you call when two guys go in for the ball at the same time and they just kind of see who's stronger. You know, it's usually the guy, you know, a lot of times the guy will try to kick it away, whereas you'll see Canali, he'll just power up with those trunk legs of his. Just maintain possession.
Stinson or Ramalho. Ramalho was in his first season here in Southern California. Played previously with the Outlaws in Texas. There we see Skidchenko, otherwise known as Zaha. Zaha with 2 goals to his credit today. Approaching 180 seconds remaining in the third quarter. A little chip into Shalier. Shalier tries to find Zaha. Stinson keeps it away from Rivers. Over to Gratterall. Officially under 3 minutes remaining in the third. Gratterall out of Venezuela. Passes it over to Stinson. Out of St. Charles, Missouri. That's the beauty about this game. The international aspect and avenue of things. I would say, and maybe it's a bold statement, but those who follow football/soccer geographically are the smartest of all sports fans. Yes or no, Artie?
I'm not smart enough to know that answer, Philly.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, that's probably, that's a politically correct answer. I was waiting for a little bit more on that, Artie. I'm a little disappointed.
No, I mean, you know, I mean, one of the best things about coaching at the professional level or even at the college level, I mean, my last college, I had players from 8 different countries. It's just such a wonderful experience to have people and resources around the world that you can go and visit and maintain friendships and that grow. It's just, it's wonderful. It's, you know, I don't know if I can find them on a map specifically.
but you heard of the countries.
But I know, you know, the general regions and areas, and it just gives, it's a great example. I mean, just the camaraderie amongst, you know, the world, kind of an example for the world to follow, right? I mean, everybody getting along.
Dutra off the wall, tried to find Shalier. Cox gets in the way of it. Strykers still have it here with under 2 to go. In the third, that is. Somo against Caceres. Strikes it. Punched out by Waltman. Nah. Talk about international. Nah. Well, Guam's still technically a territory of the United States, but Guam does have their own national team. There was something that was said earlier today. I'll get into that momentarily. Somo fires it. Another save by Waltman. Hernandez. Alami. Munir. Although no, that one gets denied. The official is going to say no goal. The lights went out. The horn went out. Artie, let's take a look at that replay again. What transpired? What did we just miss? Why is Alami not getting the goal?
They called a foul on George, fouling Nestor Hernandez there on the 50-50 challenge. George apparently according to the officials, came at a negative angle and nicked it right there. See that? So,
now one thing we haven't seen, and not that that was warranted, but we haven't seen any challenge flags get thrown out onto the turf. Why don't you explain the challenge flags briefly here, Artie?
Well, challenge flag is when a call is possibly missed by the officials, where a coach can then throw a flag to review video and either affirm their challenge or say, nope. No, thank you. And they lose the challenge flag. If the challenge prevails and the coach is right, then they get one more challenge for the game.
60 seconds remaining. Artie, in your opinion, does that get called a foul, though, if there was a challenge flag?
I think so. I mean, like I said, it looked like George came out a negative angle there and got a little bit of a touch. Anytime you come from the back of a player and get a touch, it's pretty much going to be an automatic call. Was it something of significance or impactful? No.
Speaking of impactful, that defense by Brame prevented the Strikers of finding the goal for the 8th time. Alami, that one gets headed out by Brame. We spoke with him earlier today. I wasn't surprised that he came out of retirement, announced it. Only his first game back, if I'm not mistaken, but Frenchie, Matt Brame, who started his career with the Harrisburg Heat, an exciting player to watch and a great defender, I should say. Whistle gets blown. Strikers have the quick restart. 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Hernandez, a.k.a. Polo, to Alami. Alami to Polo. Danny Waltman punches him away from the ball, and the official blows the whistle. Tarjeta azul translates to blue card.
This might be the first challenge. I mean, from this angle, it looked like maybe Danny got to the ball, so we'll see.
And true to your point, Coach, the challenge flag has gotten thrown.
The call on the field is a tripping foul against the goalkeeper of Tacoma. The Tacoma bench is challenging the ruling on the field. Previous play is under review.
I can't see that as being a foul, man.
All right, so let me ask you this, though. So obviously the challenge flag gets thrown, but if the challenge is denied, what essentially would have been the call the way they assessed it to begin with?
It'll be a penalty. You know, they're putting the ball in the penalty spot now. So, I mean, we're talking about a goal-scoring chance that was killed by the goalkeeper. But, I mean, there was some contact, but I think the contact was simultaneous to Danny touching the ball. I mean, he extended out. It looked like his lower half might have touched. But, I mean, that's it. Let's see this here closer. So you see, takes the plant step, extends, and almost simultaneous touch of the ball and the player at the same time. I mean, if that's a foul, that's a technical term. See what I'm saying? Look, I mean, he just walls it. He just walls it, takes that power step forward. You see the toe pointed towards the ball and extend out like he's supposed to.
So
there it is. See, point, boom. He touches, you know.
So if Danny Waltman doesn't have to serve the penalty.
He will have to serve the penalty, Phil. If the foul's on him.
Yes, if the foul's on him. But here's the thing, Birueta, groin. So the Stars are very much at a disadvantage if Waltman has to stay in the bin of sin.
Well, my hope is that the officials are looking to see if Danny touched the ball, which it appears to me that he clearly did. Again, he didn't get his fingers over the midpoint of the ball to collect the ball. But I mean, I don't think that's part of the law of the game. I mean, he certainly makes contact simultaneous to the ball with his hands, with his legs, and I know it's a different call because the goalkeeper gets to use his hands. But there, I don't know. Looks like he touched it there, huh?
I'm not an official. I just say the who's and the what's. You say the how's and the why's. I will let the gents in green determine this. And shout out to our production crew, by the way, for giving us all these different angles. Mike Cepeda and company do a fabulous job here at Toyota Arena, and we are lucky to have the angles that we do here in this building.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. Are they looking at now? They're looking at Mike Ramos on the foul, or I was under the impression when they first blew it and the reaction that it was on Waltman. But if they're going to look to see if Ramos put a touch on there, either way, I mean, these are just guys playing football.
You mean soccer?
I mean footy.
So here we are with 5 seconds left in the third quarter. The Strykers have the lead 7-2. This is a big call, and we're about to hear the official verdict.
After review, the call on the field is upheld. The challenge is unsuccessful. We have a 2-minute power play in favor of Empire. Tacoma is out of challenges for the rest of the game.
This is why my relationship with officials is a bit disjointed at times. I mean, I understand how you make the call, but at the end of the day, I mean, that's footy. I mean, again, you know, the goalkeeper going down, and I mean, unless they're going to say that he didn't touch the ball, fair enough, but I'll sit here saying I saw the rotation of the ball slightly altered, so that would indicate a touch. Even though I got a C+ in physics, I think I would get that answer right on the test.
So this is Stinson and Birueta. As a reminder, Birueta is dealing with a groin. Stinson's already riding 4 points today. Can he put the Strykers up by a score of 8-2? Will Stinson sting Birueta? Here we have it, and he does! From turf to twine, Justin, the stinger. Stinson puts the Empire up by a score of 8-2.
We said it earlier, it could get to 10, and it's getting closer and closer. I mean, it could be, you know, at the end of the day, Philly, it could be a blessing that Stinson finished that. Otherwise, Birueta's got to stay in the game for an extended period of time, and if he's got that lingering groin, you know, that could pose a longer-term issue for the Stars with respect to their goalkeeper core. So, you know, not that he didn't make an effort, but soccer spirits might have said, well, we'll save you from that time.
Justin Stinson is now 1 point away from Frank Tayu for franchise points leadership. What a game Justin has had. He started out relatively quiet. He would have games in which he'd have a goal, but Justin Stinson, when he scores, he's just like a can of Pringles. Once he pops, he just can't stop it. Today, one of his most impressive offensive performances of this season.
And we know that Justin goes on streaks, and so this is great timing for the Strykers and fans and coaching staff, everyone involved in the Strykers organization, because if Justin gets going on a streak, that's bad news for the rest of the league.
The ladies would love it if his nickname went from Stinger to Justin the Streaker, but either way, his 5-point output has the Strykers up by a score of 8-2. One more break before we start the fourth.
Funding for this program is presented by September's Tap Room and Eatery. More information at septembers.com.
When your heart needs a helping hand, you want the best, most advanced treatment available. We know there's strength and expertise. That's why for over 50 years, we've been a trusted provider of heart and vascular care in the region, specializing in minimally invasive surgical techniques, from treating infants born with heart defects to performing complex endovascular procedures. Our specialists are here to support strong, healthy hearts. Lone Institute, many strengths, one mission.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV, on YouTube, and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Boszczywanski and Phil Ivanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Disagree with a call tonight? You might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review with Phil Ivanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on YouTube.
Strikers fans, don't miss out on this season's Collector Strikers Passport. You can purchase your passport online and start collecting stamps and autographs. Don't wait. Get your Collection Strikers Passport today. Soccer in 60s, your go-to soccer source for pro soccer in Greater LA. For all things LAFC, LA Galaxy, Angel City, Orange County SC, and Empire Strykers. Tune in live every Thursday at 4 p.m. on KMET 1490 AM, at 6 p.m. on Fox Sports 1270 AM, or anytime on the Empire Strykers YouTube or your favorite podcast player. Just search for Soccer in 60. Stay connected with the Empire Strykers all season long by downloading the official Empire Strykers app. From score and schedules to tickets and team updates, it's the easiest way to stay in the game. So don't wait. Don't download the Empire Strykers app now by scanning the QR code and never miss a moment of the action.
The action has been palpable here. The Strikers 25 shots to the Stars 12. Strikers had 8 goals. Artie, you mentioned LAFC. I was at the Coliseum yesterday when LAFC played Inter Miami. A great crowd of 76,000. The reason why I bring up LAFC is because, well, they had a part to do with my entry into indoor soccer. The Ontario Fury had a player by the name of Adrian Perez, who had a great career here, played for Bob Bradley at LAFC, and managed to come in and check out a game. December of 2019, it was the Ontario Fury versus Solis de Sonora, and I fell in love with this beautiful sport. Unbeknownst to me, I would become a broadcaster in this league. It's interesting how certain things tie and connect, but I shout out LAFC because I wouldn't be in this building right now calling this game with you had I not learned about Adrian Perez, the Ontario Fury, and of course, the Los Angeles Football Club.
Adrian Perez, very, very good, excellent player. Had he not left the season early when he was here last with the Fury, completely different season for the organization.
He was incredible.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he went to fortunately for him, went back to outdoor with San Diego, still playing, I believe.
Not for San Diego.
No, not for San Diego, but someplace in the East.
Yahir Romero. Ramalho standing tall. Hansen. Ramalho once again.
Yeah, I went and worked with my former player, Gavin Glutton, with the Oakland Roots last year, and I was hoping to cross paths because he was playing with Louisville, but he didn't make the trip because he was injured. But had a great time coaching Adrian and having him around the club. Very impactful player.
Local product, too, out of this neck of the woods. I mentioned Lucas Ramalho making a couple of defensive plays. Ramalho here in his 3rd year in MASL. Started out his first 3 seasons with the Texas Outlaws out of Brazil. Also played at North Texas SC and MLS Next Pro. Defensively, he's been awesome today for the Strikers. Speaking of awesome, Stinson.
Again, with the defensive effort from Justin. I mean, he's just become a complete player this year. And I'm really happy for him. Great step over by Hansen.
Yeah, Hansen, just a smart play. But for a second, stressed.
The other hunting.
Romero, listen, look at the Strikers. Perez with the turnaround.
See the 3-player press right there. I mean, Tacoma's just struggled. Many teams have struggled with that versus the Strikers when they're doing it well.
Oh, some quick footwork by Kai Briscoe. Briscoe in his 2nd year in the MASL, played with Sounders too. Like Danny Waltman, his teammate, also played for the University of Washington. Go Huskies.
I'm sure that's the one thing Coach Becker's going to work on next time, versus the Strikers, is how to break that three-player hunt on the yellow line. You know, you just got to find that simple line out and movement off the ball from the players. Obviously, if they have 3 players hunting, you're going to have at least 1 player free, and that free player's got to do a better job of becoming available.
Ramos battling with Berto Palmer. Hernandez pokes it through, but Gratterall connects back with it. Gratterall intercepted by Caceres. Caceres finds Ramos. He kicks it off the ankles of Shalier. Shalier comes up with it. Gratterall has Somo to his left. And Somo's going to wisely retreat to Palmer. 2 minutes into this 4th quarter. Stars do have a hill to climb, but 6 goals is still a climbable hill here in this league, in this sport.
Definitely achievable. I think the big thing for the Stars right now is to win the quarter. You know, win the quarter, and if they get enough to get the game back in, then they get the game back in. But it's been a while since they've won a quarter versus the Strikers. So I think that's first milestone, first step for them psychologically.
Gratterall to Shalier, and that bounces into the net. The Stars haven't won a quarter at all in this game. Strikers have been out shooting them quarter after quarter after quarter. 9-5 in the first, 9-4 in the second, 7-3 in the third. Does Tacoma look tired from their performance against San Diego last night? Artie, you're a better judge of that than I am, as you've been a coach.
Anytime you watch a team play, you just look at their first step explosion, which they're a bit sluggish, and you look at their touches just like that. You know, Canali's too good of a player to miss those touches consistently, and unfortunately you're seeing it tonight where they're just a little bit off on their touches, a little bit off on their passes. So, I mean, you can make the argument, but again, we've said it before, the schedule has been very difficult for a lot of teams this year, Philly, and you just got to play through it. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
That was a juicy battle between Hernandez and Briscoe not too long ago. Shalier boots it into Gratterall. Gratterall, who had a 2-game consecutive scoring streak recently, his first 2 goals in the MASL.
Got the wave going, Philly. Crazy George would be happy.
Crazy George, a Portland Timber fan, right?
San Jose Earthquakes, brother.
I keep messing that one up. Look at the pass in from Gratterall to Stinson. Stinson looking to surpass his former teammate Frank Tayu as far as the all-time leader in points. I don't know about you, Coach Kyrell. I've never been a fan of the wave.
You know, it gives you an opportunity to stand and stretch in the middle of the game and not worry about taking the view away from the guy behind you.
I feel like I could do that regardless. I feel like if I'm doing the wave, I'm bored and not enjoying things. But with the way this young man's played, Zaha, how could you not? Look at him spin around, looking for the hat trick. 2 goals. Stinson, who has been the offensive juggernaut today for the Empire, goes into Ramalho. Strikers seem very comfortable, but Brame and Orozco gets his boots on it. So now Orozco in the 4th quarter. Both goalkeepers, Gomez and Orozco, splitting time, splitting shifts.
And that touch from Brian, you saw in Philly, that's an indoor move right there, right? He hit it with the sole, the bottom foot of his foot, which took the wobbles out of it. If he were to take it like a regular, you know, quote, trap from a, you know, an outdoor player, would have had some wobbles to it.
Sort of an embarrassment of riches with the young talent that the Strikers have with their keepers.
This is a very talented team, man. You know, I mean, when they get rolling, they're dangerous.
I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying this is a team way more talented than their record indicates.
Without a doubt, sir. This is, there's, again, Mr. Stinson. If he goes on a streak, he can carry a team, man.
Well, if he gets the 5th point today, I will call him Justin the Streaker.
Well, he was Joseph's roommate, so I've got some... Not just kidding. You know, I think the key thing for tonight, like, you know, we indicated earlier with the Stars, or sorry, with the Strikers, is that they've got to continue to maintain a pace that's going to win a championship. You know, you can't play for your opponent. If you're getting a game here, you're up 6. You know, you've got to kill the game, but you also have to maintain and understand momentum moving forward and keeping sure that you manage the game. Like I said, if I were the start, you know, if I were Becker, I would say we got to win this quarter. And if I was Obasi, I'd be saying the same thing. We've got to make sure, you know, we say all the time, you know, great teams don't win games, they win halves, because once a half or a quarter is over, you can't change it. So you got to move on to the next one. And that's where they're at now. And the Strikers just need to start to put together winning quarters, because if you want to win a championship, you get into the playoffs, you've got to put winning quarters back to back to back to back in order to prevail in the game.
Strikers, like that Katy Perry song we've alluded to on a number of occasions, have been hot and cold, yes, no, in, out, up, down. They're a team that should not be struggling to earn a spot in the postseason, but nevertheless, here they are. If they can hang on to this win, they will have a few points ahead of Tacoma. The loss that they had against the Blast on Thursday was a gut punch, in particular in overtime with, well, the structures kind of falling apart behind the goal. But they're resilient and they're gritty, and they have found convincing wins after disappointing losses. So that says a lot about how they're coached, and the new talent that they've added has contributed significantly. Zaha, Shalir has had an impact. Strikers have a lot of kids that are rookies, sophomores, and veterans, so a sprinkle of everything in this indoor soccer jambalaya that they put on to the turf.
Well, this is the point in the season where you got to go to the whip. You know what I mean? You got to
what?
You got to go to the whip. You got to. It's, you know, if you're a sprinter, you're going into your kick, and so, you know, personnel management, load management, all of that is very critical right now. But at the end of the day, when you find the recipe that's winning and performing and going at it, you know, you got to go to the whip and ride them. You got to feed the beast and ride the beast when they're on fire. And you know, I said it earlier with Justin. You know, if he's on his roll, you want to ride that pony.
They're doing this without Marco Fabian. Fabian, who his coach's decision not to play, load management. Fabian's been one of the best players we've seen in the MASL the last couple of years.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you talk to any pro coach is going to tell you, you know, talent is talent, but at the end, you got to manage that talent. You know, you've seen it all the time with teams that have spectacular talent, but it's not managed from a psychological perspective or a performance perspective, and they fail to win it. And like I said, right now is the time where Coach Obasi and Coach Becker see what they have, and they've got to put what's best out there every single game, and the players got to respond with performances.
Orozco aggressively punches it, but that's going to come out and get stuck in the structure. And with that, it's going to send us to our final media timeout of the afternoon. Strikers 8-2 here, a comfortable lead with 7:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Still some more MASL action to be had, so don't you dare go anywhere.
One, two, three, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want.
Don't forget to show your Strikers pride by shopping the official Empire Strykers team store. From jerseys and hats to the latest team gear, everything you need to represent your favorite team is now available. Visit the team store online and gear up for the rest of the season. Stay connected with the Empire Strykers all season long by following the team on social media. Get the latest news, behind-the-scenes content, highlights, and updates all in one place. Follow the Empire Strykers on social media and stay part of the action. And join us Thursday, March 5th at 6:35 as the Empire Strykers face the San Diego Sockers at Toyota Arena. What a game that's going to be.
What a game indeed. We've had 3 games today thus far. St. Louis Ambush have beaten the Milwaukee Wave. The Kansas City Comets narrowly got past Utica City FC. And shout out to all you Ambush fans out there listening. St. Louis in first place in the MASL. As per the live standings, what a season they've had.
Just a spectacular season, you know, coming on and just being very organized and working hard defensively and getting great goals. I mean, Randy's goal yesterday was just spectacular.
Randy Martinez, formerly of the team, the Empire Strykers, as Canali was close to a hat trick. Correa is down on the turf, and Brian Orozco is going to stop play. He's going to go to him. There we see a display of sportsmanship. These two teams are very well connected. With the amount of times they've played against one another over the years, there we see the replay of the incident that took Correa down. He's taking a beating, my friend.
He has. And, you know, Brian's just a good dude. You know, Brian is just a good human being. And, you know, his compassion right there just showed it. But Correa's taking a beating for sure.
Stinson chests it. Thought he had Shalier much closer to him on the pass. Dutra heads it to Stinger. Stinger with a couple of touches in the Gratterall. Just so impressive the way he handles the ball.
Like, yeah, it's
like it's glued to his foot.
Well, if it was glued, Philly,
I'm sorry, tied to his foot. Yeah, you're right. You're right. If it was glued to his darn foot, it wouldn't move. Thank you, Coach.
It's
You're
like
100% right.
It's one of those toys you had, you know, in my era, where that little wheel just kind of spun. You just flung it and went beep, 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 back.
Can't say I have any recollection as to what you're talking about. Orozco!
You've got one in your room. Come on.
Lies. All lies. When have you ever been into my room, by the way?
Dubious claim.
Dubious, he says. Headed by Dutra, collected by Cox. Taken away, but fouled by the Strikers.
See, there's another example of the hunt. I mean, Ramos is sitting free as a bird on the top of the arc there, and there's 3 Strikers players hunting the ball. You know, I mean, that's just they've been doing that very well all season, and that really sets the tone for the way they play offensively.
Cox directly off the back of Shalier. You quoting Freebird because you've heard that song constantly based on the algorithm of the United States men's national hockey team winning the gold medal today, by the way. Is that why Freebird's in your head?
Well, my best friend in the world, who I love dearly, anytime we go to a bar and there's a band playing, the first song he yells out is Freebird.
Oh, you're one of those guys. When I was in a rock and roll band squeaking by a meager career, I would hear from people like you, always in the shot, oh so close for a goal. Manny Nicasio. Haven't seen too much of him today.
He's got limited minutes today.
Almost etched his name in the score sheet today. Manny, a rookie. Only played 1 game last year. Handful of them this season, as both teams are going to head to their respective benches here.
Is there a challenge or no? Well, they're out of challenges, I believe.
Well, Tacoma is out of challenges, and we don't see. Oh, so we have clarification. There's a timeout on the turf. And already just kind of referencing that.
Freebird?
Oh no. Well, to a certain extent, yes. The U.S. men's ice hockey team winning the gold medal. Mike Tirico, legendary broadcaster, had a great saying that I just had to highlight. And let me quote it real quick. Our country loves sports, and it brings us together unlike anything else. He also had a great passage for the young people. To all the young people out there, those dreams are formed now. Go chase them. Whether you want to be a hockey player, an indoor soccer player, watching sports can have a great impact in a positive way. In a time period where there's a lot of chaos going on in the world, sports is something that we could all rally behind, rally with, and it unites us. I love being involved in this business. I love sports, music, and travel more than anything. And Mike Tirico just had an incredible saying that resonated with me, and I wanted to mention it.
I heard it this morning, and it was chills. You know, I mean, I was an aspiring professional in 1980. You know, I was graduating from high school. I was in the Earthquakes youth program. You know, the world was in front of me. Unfortunately, guys like Pele were still playing, and you know, the likes. But you know, it was a great time, and today with the tribute at the end to the player who had fallen, number 13 in the jersey with his kids coming on.
Gaudreau.
You know, it's just it was a magical moment. Obviously, it had great significance to me personally, but it was a magical moment. And what Tarico said is 100% right, and it kind of goes back to what I said earlier about players from different countries in the world to just look at how well we get along and the competitive spirit here. You know, it's not like we're all just hugging all the time.
No. Cox's shot above the crossbar. Artie, if you and I were hugging all the time, we'd have a tough time calling games. Romero, that bounces. Cox with the touch. Under 5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Under 5 to go here in this game. If there's any kind of offensive assault that the Stars are going to stir, it needs to happen now. Canali battling with Somo. Ali comes up victorious. Romero bodies Mansoure off the ball. Correa back onto the turf. Cox with Canali wide open. Is this the hat trick? He just misses. Romero shot wide to the left.
That's Tacoma's night right there.
A microcosm of their attempts. They've come close on so many occasions. Canali, the turnaround, he's going left. Orozco denies Alessandro.
And just to be clear, Philly, when you said hug, we would be hugging all the time, might indicate that we hug sometimes. We never hug, just to be clear.
You want to talk about lying on the air? You hug me every time you see me.
I'm just spreading my hugs around the Filament family. We're a group, Philly.
No. There's no spreading. It's only hugs to Philly. Orozco, he comes close. Ding dong ring a ling a lingy, and I'm sorry, folks, we've just lost Artie Kyrell here. It's fun to have fun. If you can't smile and enjoy life, what's the point of living it? Orozco into Alami. Correa muscling him in. Hernandez, Briscoe with the defense. Hernandez pokes it, but Reyes comes back up with it. 3:25 remaining here.
That was a great moment for, and back to the action.
Yes, and back to the action. Why did we lose Artie Kyrell? He can't stop laughing. Ramallo into Gratterall. Gratterall, the young rookie Venezuelan who was rated by Coach Obasi during his time in Cary, North Carolina, playing for the TST team. 10-15. Orozco, the header. Can it slip through? Alami! Upper right corner, top shelf. Uncle Franz, that's where you keep the schnapps. Munir Alami dousing the Strykers in the potion. 9-2 now the score.
A little scary though. We got Brian on the ground. Might have rolled an ankle or something on that. It looks okay. He's working all right. But just a scramble goal. Again, you know, we talked about it earlier. Here, first step, just look at the reaction of the players collectively. Okay, so Brian hits it here, does the roll. Look at the first reaction. Look. You can just see the reaction, the first step. And, you know, when you're the elite level, everything is determined by your first step. And you saw there a great example of some potentially weary legs, but they just, quite frankly, got outworked in a 2-foot space for a goal to result in that sequence.
Yeah, the angle we had, I thought it was upper right corner. Either way, it was still top shelf. That was a top shelf style goal. And when we say top shelf, we're talking high quality here. Munir Alami with a lot of high quality goals here in his second season. What a year he's been having. Up to 14 goals on the season. Restart here for the Stars. Ramos. Intercepted by Shalier. Waltman well outside of his box. Zaha chips it. Shalier, can this be his first goal? Waltman sprinting back, but the defense between Caceres and Ramos, exceptional, denying Shalier of what seemed like several counts of Mississippi, to the point where Danny Waltman had to track back and get into the box. 9-2 the score, Empire. 2:14 remaining. The Strykers will collect their 8th win, barring a miracle. Palmer getting past Canali. They have the numbers. Stinson, saved by Waltman, and Berto bomb! Robert Palmer The Strykers now have 10 goals in this contest. Once again, you might as well say it. He's addicted to goals.
Pulling off a Steph Curry on the end. Time to go to bed. You know, put it to 10. The Strykers are on fire at home. They're just absolutely on fire. You know, we said it on the previous goal. First step is everything. You know, they're enjoying themselves right now.
Stinson, with that assist, now ties the record for most points in Ontario Fury / Empire Strykers history. What a game today by the Stinger.
Fantastic performance. You know, I mean, how many times can you say it? You know, he's a streaky player, and once he gets on a roll, you know, and we're looking, what do they have, 7 games left, Philly, after this one?
Essentially.
So, you know, that's about enough time to get on a fantastic roll, isn't it?
Hansen hits it off the wall to Briscoe. Listen, Stinson's Pringles, baby. We said it. Once he pops, he can't stop. Hernandez to Mansoure. Abdul off the wall. Briscoe once again to clean up the mess left by his teammates. Rivers passes it into the right side to Nicasio. Gratterall getting back. That's going to be a foul against Dyerson. 80 seconds left in this contest. Strykers once again put up the number 10 on the scoreboard. They've been exceptionally potent offensively here at home. Hansen walls it to Rivers. When I say walla, I mean utilizing the walls as a teammate and a one-timer. The pass in from De Leon to Ramalho. Ramalho missteps. That can't say whether it was a pass or a shot. But either way, under a minute to go here in this fourth quarter. On January the 8th, the Strykers managed to beat the Tacoma Stars by a score of 10-3. So another game at home where Empire's managed to put a 10-burger on the Stars.
Yeah, that's crazy. And, you know, I believe both games were against Danny Waltman, correct? Or Danny
You are correct. Danny Waltman got the start in both.
Who would have thought you'd ever say that?
I mean, Danny, we can't call him the Wall because it's William the Wall. Willie B, the goalkeeper for the Milwaukee Wave. But in all fairness, Danny Waltman came first, so the Wall nickname really is more applicable to him.
He's just Danny.
So here we are, 40.8 seconds left. Strykers with a very impressive win. This will be their 8th. It'll put them 3 points above the Stars in the standings. It's not going to be clear for them. Still so many games to go, and the Stars do have a couple of games in hand, but the Strykers are still sitting in that final playoff spot. Plenty more action to be had, though. The month of March does bring madness, but we have a frenzy here in February, and Strykers are going to walk out of this contest victorious.
These are big points, Philly. The Strykers could not afford to give away any more points at home, especially.
That ball gets loose. Romero, Strykers, a fort in the box protecting Orozco. Waltman slides in, denying Zaha. Hernandez, under 20 to go, to the other Hernandez. The belt from Somo. That came close. Bashes right off of the Dasher Empire board.
That was Danny Waltman chill at its finest. So cool. No worries. It's not going to go in. I got this.
There's the final horn, and the Strykers are successful on this Sunday, defeating the Tacoma Stars 10-2. What a performance by this team. Total team performance. The goalkeepers were exceptional today. Gomez, Orozco, but it's Justin Stinson who is the MVP today. How he could play today, how he contributed to the success of his teammates. He's now tied for the franchise lead with the legendary king himself, Frank Tayu, in terms of points. Why don't we talk about Justin real quick before Amanda Filliman interviews him down on the turf.
Just a spectacular performance. I've been saying it all season long. He's become a total footballer. I mean, he is just playing both sides of the floor. He's going on the front end, scoring points. He's tracking back. He's getting stuck in on the edges. I mean, he's just doing everything you need to do to win and become a total footy player. So very, very, very happy for Justin. A great effort. I know he's been wanting to have these types of nights, and he's accustomed to these type of nights, and he finally has one night. The Strykers found an opponent who was coming off a game the night before, and they were expected to go and run, and they did exactly what they needed to do. So we've seen two games, the last two games, of two different styles to play the Strykers. So there's things now that the Strykers have to address moving forward if other teams come in and play similarly to Baltimore. But if they're allowed to run, this is a very dangerous team with tremendous talent and very exciting, as you can see, with 10 goals on the board tonight against a Hall of Fame goalkeeper.
And so we're moments away as the favorite son of St. Charles, the Stinger himself, Justin Stinson, set to talk with our sideline correspondent, Amanda Filliman. Let's hear the words from the Stinson Stinger-nator himself.
Hey guys, I'm here with Justin Stinson, who just put on a masterclass offensively. 2 goals, 4 assists, game high 6 points, and also tied the league-leading franchise in points, Frank Taiu, with 185. Talk to me about your performance tonight and what had this squad so locked in on a win.
Yeah, I think tonight was big for us. We're coming off a loss, and getting the 3 points is huge. So I'm just happy my team could get the win and on to the next.
You created a lot of chances tonight. What was it that you saw from this Tacoma squad that allowed you to break them down defensively?
Yeah, hats off to Tacoma. They're a good team. Yeah, lucky for us, everything was falling tonight, and we got the win.
You guys have had 4 games in the last 8 days. Your next game is until March 5th. What are you guys going to do to kind of reset and recalibrate as you kind of head into that last playoff push?
Yeah, we have a week and a half off, which is much needed. We've had tons of games, so yeah, just rest. That's all we need.
We had such a raucous crowd tonight that showed up. Is there anything you want to say to the fans that are here and cheering you guys on?
Yeah, I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys are the best fans in the league. Good stuff, guys.
Thank you, Justin, and congratulations again, and good luck as we enter this last push into the playoffs.
Thank you so much. Go Empire.
Back to you guys.
You just heard from Justin Stinson, the MVP of today's game, 6 points, and like Amanda referenced, a masterclass performance. Now the franchise tie leader when it comes to points with Frank Taiu. 1 more point puts him as the franchise leader, and just Pringles. That's all I could say about Stinson. He is Pringles. Folks, we're going to kick it to commercial, and then we're going to wrap this up in a bow for you. Your final score, though, here on the turf from Toyota Arena, Empire 10, Tacoma 2.
National Core, proud to partner with your Empire Strykers. On the field, in the community, we defend the Empire. Sign up for our free soccer clinics and meet your favorite striker. Community, passion, this is your Empire.
KVCR invites you to an exciting night of soccer and community at Toyota Arena on Thursday, February 19th, as the Empire Strykers host KVCR Partner Theme Night against the Baltimore Blast. Connect with KVCR, celebrate public media, and experience the energy of professional soccer in the Inland Empire. Scan the QR code on your screen to claim your free tickets, or visit kvcr.org/strikers for more information. Welcome to the Ontario Airport Hotel and Conference Center, where convenience meets comfort. Just 5 minutes from Ontario Airport and only 30 seconds from Toyota Arena, we are right in the heart of the IE and home to your Empire Strykers watch parties. Whether you're traveling, catching a game, or hosting your next big event, full snack bar and pool, to real-time flight tracking and flexible event spaces for groups of all sizes. Trusted by teams, fans, and the community, Ontario Airport Hotel and Conference Center is proud to be the Empire's most trusted hotel.
Toyota Arena, where the Empire Strykers have just defeated the Tacoma Stars by a score of 10-2, led off of the heels of Justin Stinson, who had a career high in points for one game today with 6. Not only did he tie the legendary Frank Tayu for the all-time lead in points for this franchise, he also tied the franchise record in assists at 67 with San Diego Soccer's Charlie Gonzalez. Shout out to our statistician extraordinaire, Jason Hernandez. Artie, let's take a look at our final stats.
10-2 on the goals. Spectacular goal output by the Strykers. 30-22 on shots. Obviously, 22 shots, 2 goals. Not something Coach Becker's going to be too happy with. Danny Waltman, although giving up 10, still had 19 saves. Tremendous amount of saves. And the goalkeeper core for Strykers had 8. Fouls pretty level at 11-8. Very good performance overall by the Strykers tonight. You know, head to toe, front to back. Just everybody working hard. And, you know, like I said previously, it's, you know, there's 2 examples of how to play the Strykers, and there's 2 ways the Strykers can play. And tonight they came out very excited, very exciting. Played very quick, you know, and took care of business. So tremendous effort and some good pictures for Coach Obasi to go forward with.
And of course, those stats were provided to you by National Core. For the Tacoma Stars, their 5th straight loss. It's not going to get any easier for them as they head to Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, California to take on the San Diego Soccer's. The Empire Strykers have a bit of a break, 11 days off for the time they host San Diego here at Toyota Arena on Thursday, March the 5th. This has been an incredible and an exciting game of indoor soccer. We want to say thank you so much for joining us and making us a part of your Sunday. Your final score today, the Empire Strykers 10, the Tacoma Stars 2. On behalf of myself, Christian Filliman, better known as Philly, the coach, Artie Kyrell, our statistician extraordinaire, Jason Hernandez, Mike Cepeda, and our entire production crew, we want to say thank you so much for tuning into this presentation of the Major Arena Soccer League on Fox Soccer Plus and MASL TV. We will see you again on March the 5th. Thank you. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.
Today in America, 11 million children are living in poverty, in desperate need of food, academic support, and stable housing. Children who face staggering challenges, and who are more likely to experience health problems and fall behind in school. But there is hope. At Hope Through Housing, we are changing lives. We provide children with the support they need to dream, learn, and break the cycle of poverty. Your gift today can make a world of difference in the life of a child.
Hello, Empire Nation. I am Martina Sellers, the CEO of Marcel Wellness Center, and I am so excited to announce this amazing partnership with the Empire Strykers on Score a Lunch with a Striker.
So the students can qualify. We have 3 pillars. So for their academics, their character, and their perseverance. All right, kids, so work hard so that you can get those entries in. Maybe you'll get to meet Coach O.
Yeah, and I'm super excited. I hope to see you guys at the game.
For 30 years, National Core has been transforming lives, building communities where our residents and neighbors can thrive, and providing homes for your Empire Strykers. Affordable, high-quality, secure housing. National Core, home of the Empire Strykers.